and look at that visibility. I mean, Nigel Mansell is looking through a total fog, but of course that's the occupation hazard. As the race leader, it's only back markers fog he's looking at, and you see he has no visibility at all. That shot that we saw from behind was, we saw considerably more than Mansell would have done, because he was right under the other car's wheels. There goes Alan Prost, who will be catching in the situation, but in the meantime, there's Nigel coming through clear, and now Prost has the problem also of getting round Riccardo Patrese. He's got to clear through the spray, but in the meantime they have actually pulled away from Niki Lauda, who, despite being quickest in the warm-up this morning, is losing ground to the leading pair. And Nigel Mansell, what a magnificent race he's driving. It was generally reckoned before the race that Goodyear didn't have as good wet as Michelin had for their tires, but happily for Goodyear, haven't they proved us all wrong, because their tire is proving entirely competitive.
So, Mansell leading. Well, what a wonderful sight. Gerard Ducarouge, the French designer of the John Player Special Lotus, is seeing his creation in the lead in a Grand Prix for a first time, and Ayrton Senna has now passed Keke Rosberg and is in 5th position. So, Mansell leads, and he's now got the benefit of a clear circuit in front of him, unlike Alain Prost, who's now literally having to take Nigel Mansell's spray. With Michele Alboreto is in the race, incidentally. He has rejoined the circuit somehow or other and is back in the running. And on lap 13, it's Mansell leading. It is Lauda. It is Prost second. It's Lauda third. It's Arnoux fourth, and closing on Lauda as Nigel Mansell comes through to complete another lap. In 5th position, it is Ayrton Senna. And there you see the stationary Ligier rolling back. Obviously he's lost the engine, and it is that of François Hainaut. He's done it wrong again somewhere, somehow. It's Sainte Devote. You can see the climb. And there in the right-hand side of your screen, there is the cable outside of that new traffic island. Nigel Mansell leads lap 14. That's Lafitte. Jacques Lafitte is being caught by Nigel Mansell to be lapped by him. There's the Frenchman. Now look back along the course and you'll see Alain Prost. As James said, Nigel Mansell is driving an absolute storm of a race. This gritty, very, very determined Englishman is showing all his class. And so it's Ayrton Senna who is now catching René Arnoux. And as you can see, Mansell is the fastest man on the circuit, 1 minute 55 compared with the lap record of 1 minute 26 held by Riccardo Patrese. And Lafitte gives Nigel Mansell the sign to pass on the right. Nigel Mansell takes it and is coming through shortly to complete his 14th lap. Prost is still second. Lauda is still third. Arnoux is still fourth, but Senna is catching him. We hope we'll see that shortly. You're looking at Prost in second place. Mansell just rolls it round La Rascasse in first gear at about 30 miles an hour. Now he will be getting signals from his team, from Peter Waugh and from Steve Hallam, his engineer, which will keep him in the picture. Nigel Mansell rips past the start through Sainte Devote, climbs the hill towards the Hotel de Paris and the left-hander at Massenet. Here he comes into the long left-hander at the Hotel de Paris. Then he flicks it right, drops down the hill. This is the most spectacular point in motor racing that he's approaching. It almost touches the barrier on the right there when he's got the line right that he has. Niki Lauda is still in third. Now, Ayrton Senna is catching Lauda. I hope they're going to show us this because this is sensational. Ayrton Senna is coming up through the field. And there is Lauda. There is Mansell, sorry. Into the tunnel. And of course a lot of the moisture and the wetness with Corrado Fabi's Brabham parked there is being carried through into the tunnel itself. Mansell is through and away. Prost in that second place. Lauda is in third position, and Ayrton Senna is now in fourth position. He's ahead of René Arnoux, having already passed Keke Rosberg. So the brilliant Brazilian is now showing the class that we've always known was there when he was in Formula Ford, Formula Ford 2000, Formula 3, and now Formula 1. Alain Prost tiptoeing round the swimming pool after the race leader, and Nigel Mansell now very coolly dealing with things. He is in his 49th Grand Prix. He is no new boy, but it's a new experience for him to know that he's leading a Grand Prix. The Renault-engined JPS Lotus is sounding crisp and clear. Prost goes through, his engine is rumbling. He has now lapped. And off goes Nigel Mansell. I spoke too soon. Mansell's lost it in the biggest possible way. That was the race leader. Now look at this. His wing's damaged. That's going to affect his downforce.
Yes, it's possible. Oh no, I think he's damaged the suspension. The car's all over the place. And that was really a terrible, terrible mistake by Nigel Mansell, because he was pulling away from Alain Prost. He'd handed it back to Prost, and all he had to do was to keep the thing straight. But when I say that, that's by no means easy, and poor Nigel Mansell. He's done so well up till then, and I think that was a mistake of inexperience. It's very difficult. When you lead a Grand Prix for the first time, it's very easy to make mistakes. I myself in my career made several mistakes when I first led Grand Prix before I actually won one and got the confidence to go on and not make mistakes, but that is tragic.
We've had some good news, however, as we look again at the replay of what happened to Nigel Mansell coming up the hill. He loses it, as you see, flings on left lock, the car spins round, Nigel looks, there's nothing he can do about it. It must have deranged the right rear suspension and position. This is quite sensational, and I do use that word advisedly. Prost has gone through, the rain is bucketing down, Nelson Piquet is out of the race, and we really are not going to get very many finishers, because Alboreto has gone past with his Ferrari misfiring very badly indeed. Now there is Arnoux, that is Keke Rosberg, there is Stefan Beloff, and on lap 16, the order then is Alain Prost leading. Niki Lauda is second. Senna is in third place. Arnoux is fourth. Rosberg is fifth. And in sixth position is Stefan Beloff.
Well, the men to watch, it would seem, are Ayrton de Senna and Stefan Beloff, both of whom have already growing reputations for being very talented and very, very quick drivers indeed. And the wet seems to have given them their chance. Beloff is in a car that is well suited to the conditions. Lighter and more nimble, doesn't have the power, but that doesn't matter so much in the wet. It's negated by the fact that the more powerful cars just spin their wheels. Beloff has come, incidentally, from last place on the grid. And, of course, Ayrton de Senna, who's shown a really remarkable, prodigious quantity of talent in his driving so far, coupled with a certain lack of experience and a headstrongness, is really driving a very mature and remarkable race so far.
And we're on lap 17, as you saw Lauda's car go through, followed by that of René Arnoux. There is Keke Rosberg, and we're waiting for the leaders to come through at the end of their 17th lap. That is the distinctive green Alfa Romeo of Riccardo Patrese. And I'm going to be very surprised if more than about 6 drivers finish this race. Prost is through in the lead. Now you see Senna closing right up on Niki Lauda, who is second. I think we all expected to see Senna do well this season. I don't think we expected to see him do as well as this. I talked to him about 5 minutes before the race began. I asked him if he was optimistic about his chances. He said he had the right tyres, the car was going well. That's René Arnoux in 4th position.